Hello, hello, you beautiful ladies. Today, here on The Feminine Energy, we're going to talk about how to date and choose a partner from your feminine, high value energy. So, when you are in your feminine energy, you are not chosen, you choose. You have a pool of high value men who want to date you, provide for you, and protect you. The only thing you need to do is to choose the most suitable man. So let the best man win, right? And not choosing the most suitable man at any given moment in your life just because he's hot or just because he has money. You have to think about it for the long haul. If you are looking for a serious, long-term, committed relationship, you have to think in terms of 50, 60, 70 years down the road. You need to have something very important, which is called standards. You need to honor your desires, your true soul desires, your true soul feminine desires. You need to only accept and date men who are within your standards and desires. So if you were dating before from your feminine wound, which many women are, and you are embodying masculine traits, maybe you weren't dating from your standards because you didn't have them. Or you weren't dating from your true desires because you weren't really listening to them or you weren't really honoring them. So maybe you were accepting men who were not at your level, financially, emotionally, psychologically, and that brought all sorts of issues and stress, which we're not going to address here now. But I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about. So dating from your high value feminine energy is a totally different ball game. So we're going to talk about the best ways, the best tips for you to choose a partner and to date from your feminine high value energy. And the first thing, which is the most important, is to have standards and to have desires. And because a high value feminine woman has standards and desires for her life in all areas. So in dating and a romantic relationship is one of the most important areas because it's going to have an impact in her whole life. So the type of man you choose as your partner or as your husband impacts your whole life at all levels. And so, and also the life of your current children, if you already have children, or your future children that you're going to have with him. So you're not just choosing a partner for yourself, you're choosing a father of your children, or your partner is going to have a major impact in the life of the children you already have. So you have to choose wisely. You have to be very honest with yourself and with what you truly desire in a partner and for your life as well. You have to let go of limiting beliefs around your desires, around having what you truly desire. And you have to listen to your desires, honor your desires, because we have our desires for a reason. It's because it's possible for us to have them. Otherwise, we won't be having those desires. We'll be having other desires, right? So if we have them, it's because it's totally possible for us to have what we want, what we truly desire. So honor your desires, really own it, own your desires. If you desire a man who is a provider, own it. If you desire a man who is a protector, own it. If you desire a man who is wealthy, own it. You can even, and I advise you to do that, journal about your desires, write everything down, and not on the computer, but with pen and paper. Just let your energy flow. Write everything that you desire. If there is no limits, there's no beliefs, no limiting beliefs, what you truly desire, if everything is possible. What is your dream man? What is your dream partner? What is your dream life with that man? So write everything down. And then what you're going to do once you know your desires is you're going to create standards around those desires. And your standards in your desires are non-negotiable, because they are the ones that gonna, it's you, it's your true self. So they are the ones who gonna attract your true match into your life. Some examples of standards are, for example, you don't go on coffee dates, you don't do walk dates, you don't have sex too early without a commitment. You want a man who pays for dates, who initiates and plans dates. You want a man who provides for you. You want a man who has a certain level of financial stability. You want a man who is kind and empathic. You want someone who wants marriage and has family values. You want a partner who has integrity. He says what he does and he does what he says. You want a man who is respectful. You want a man who is consistent in his actions and is crazy about you, not someone who is wishy-washy or unsure. You want a man who makes you feel safe and makes you feel protected, and etc., etc. You know, these are your standards. So you don't date men who don't fulfill these standards, who are not within your standards. And also, please notice that your standards shouldn't be related to superficial things. Like, for example, it has to have a certain body type or drive a Porsche, you know, because those things, I'm not saying those things are not important. What I'm saying is that you have to think beyond them, because all those things show nothing about his ability to be a great partner and the father of your children. So you want your standards to be related to long-term qualities that will impact your life and your children's life. And then you have to compare a man's behavior with those standards and your desires. And you seek from consistency from his side. So you never ever put your standards aside to accommodate any man, no matter how hot or how wealthy he is. Because who cares if he's hot, if he's not a provider? Will it still be hot when you are feeling exhausted and drained and you don't feel supported? And who cares if he's wealthy, if he spends all his money on sports cars and travel for himself, and he doesn't have a mindset of providing for his family or for his woman? So these are all important things that you have to think in the long term. And standard, it's what makes you think in the long term. So also notice that standards are different from boundaries. When you have to put a boundary with a man, you are already stepping into your masculine energy of protection. So, and it's time to say goodbye. Standards, it's what makes you, it's the step before boundaries. So it's what makes you only dating quality men and avoiding having to put boundaries because a man is disrespectful, because you already left at that point. So your standards, as we're saying, your standards should be non-negotiable. You do not lower your standards for any man. It's the opposite. It is indeed a man who has to up-level himself if he wants to be with you and around your radiant feminine energy. So which takes us to the next point, which you need to have an abundance mindset. Because in order to honor your desires and have standards in place, you have to step into an abundance mindset. If you have a lack and scarcity mindset, and if you are in your feminine wound, you most probably do, you will always be lowering your standards because you come from fear. You have a fear that you're not good enough, for the type of man you want, or to have your desires fulfilled, or you fear that there are not enough high-value men available in the world. Lots of women think they are all married, there's no one available, or just because a man asks you out and you don't have any other dates, you think, one is better than none, or you think, he's not exactly the type of man I want, he doesn't fit my standards, but he has some potential, so I'm going to date him. All this it's a no. All this comes from a lack and scarcity mindset. So, and all that just leads to less than desirable dating experiences and to frustration, which I'm sure if you have been dating with a lack and scarcity mindset and lowering your standards, you know what kind of experiences I'm talking about. Experiences with men, they are not respectful or they don't treat you right, etc. So you know what I'm talking about. But on the other hand, when you step into an abundance mindset, you know the universe supports you. And the universe is here to help bringing to you all that you desire. You know that what you want exists and is possible, and it's just a matter of time until the right man appears. You just have to hold that energy. You just have to be centered and hold that energy for long enough. So as you stay centered in your standards and you don't desire in your desires, and you don't put them aside for any man, you only choose men who match your desires and your standards, because those men are a true vibrational match to who you truly are. So you're not accepting less. So this is very important. Work in your abundance, step into your abundance mindset, come from a place of abundance, let go of all your limiting beliefs around what you can have, what is available there's a saying right now, what's on the market. You know, that's that saying. Just forget about all that. This is about you and the right person for you. So let go of all limiting beliefs, step into an abundance mindset, and you feel a lot more energetic as well. You feel more positive. Other very important tip to date from your feminine energy, it's to stay in your feminine energy. So maybe you have a very successful business. Maybe you are a boss babe. Maybe you're making tons of money, which is great. But you need to step into a different mindset when you're dating. You need to leave all that out the door when you're dating masculine men. Because if you go with that boss babe vibe, business vibes next to a man, they will feel like they're competing with you. You know, they don't feel your feminine energy. You feel like another man. So you need to be in your feminine energy with a masculine man. And you need to step into your feminine energy. When you are talking to men, when you are dating, step into your feminine energy. This means that you don't initiate, you don't plan dates, you don't do the job of a man. You don't tell men what to do. You just lean back and observe what they do. This doesn't mean, of course, that you cannot communicate your desires. And also a high-value masculine man who is genuinely interested in you. He wants to know who you are. He wants to know what are your true desires, and he wants to fulfill them. He wants to make you happy. But you communicate from your feminine energy. You don't tell him what to do or who you want him to be, because that is disrespectful to men. You just tell him how you feel and what would make you happy. And then you just observe how they act and if they are compatible with you. That's all you need to do. A lot of women, they are in their masculine energy. They tell men what to do. They plan dates. They do the job of a man. Or they are in a very motherly energy. They tell a man how he should be, what he should be doing. And this is all a no, a big no. And especially to masculine men. They do not want that. They want a feminine woman who is open to receive from them. So it's very important that you are in your feminine energy. You can also do things before a date to step into your feminine energy. You know, take a shower or take a bath, dance around the house. You know, just do things to switch your energy. If, for example, you're going to meet a man for a date after work, just do that. Do that switch. Other thing very important when you are dating from your feminine energy to choose the right partner is to trust your intuition. If you are on feminine energy dating Facebook groups, you're going to see there are many women asking for advice on certain dating situations they got into, because they just simply ignored red flags and they ignored their intuition. Yes, we can also say many of these women also lower their standards or they don't have any, but many also are not in touch with their intuition. Every single time, we just know if a man is or is not for us. With a man who isn't, something just feels off. Even if you can just pinpoint what is exactly, you just feel it, or maybe something he did you didn't really like, but you ignored it and you continue to date him, which comes from that lack and scarcity mindset we're talking about. So intuition is a feminine woman's internal guiding system. So listen to that gut feeling when you have, before your brain has time to start working. You will feel your yes or your no internally. Then you just have to trust it and act accordingly. You don't need to, okay, I feel this guy's a no, but I'm still going to go on a date with him because I'm going to give him the opportunity. No. It's like you don't need facts to back up your intuition. If you just feel it. So if you have an abundance mindset, every time you feel no and you say no, you are honoring yourself and your desires, and you're not losing anything, because there are many wonderful men wanting to date you. So when you say no to a man who is not suitable, you are just opening space for the right man to appear. And this is the process. This is just how it works. And also the other way around, when you need to trust your intuition when is a yes. So maybe the man who is asking you out isn't your usual body type, or maybe doesn't have a flashy car, but there is something about him that makes you feel safe and makes you feel happy. So yes, trust it. Trust your intuition. Go on that date and see what happens. So, and other thing very important is when you go on that date and when you are around men who are dating, it's very important to be in a radiant, playful energy. It's because it's important to hold on to your standards and desires, but that doesn't mean you're gonna have to be rigid around men on dates. You're just observing their every step. What this means, holding to your standards and your desires, is that you only accept going on dates with high quality men who are up to your standards. So you don't have to be in your masculine energy, checking them or protecting yourself from them. This only happens when you lower your standards and you date men who are not a match. So the goal of having standards and honoring your desires is for you to be your most radiant, feminine, and playful self around men. Everything is being taken care from their side. They initiate, they plan dates, they make decisions, they provide for you, they treat you like a queen. So you feel safe. And you can just relax in your feminine energy. You can just have a fun and good time. This is how you know the men you are dating are a good match to you. It's when you feel the femininity shining around them. Your inner child it's playful. She's happy. You radiate joy. You have a sense of humor. You are playful with him. So, and this is the magnetic feminine energy that attracts masculine men, because most masculine men, they are very driven, they are very focused, they are achieving goals, they are doing things in their daily lives, and they don't have this. They lack this feminine radiant energy. And also many women nowadays are very in their masculine energy around men, so they don't feel this energy, they lack this energy, and so when they meet a woman who is in this energy, it's like magnetic to them. They just feel completely attracted. But again, you can only feel this on a date when you honor your desires and you stick to your standards. And I'm repeating this a lot because this is the most important thing. When you date from your feminine energy, when you are a high-value woman, it's sticking to your standards. You don't lower them for any man. And this is how you feel on a date when you are in your feminine radiant energy. Isn't it so amazing? when you are, just imagine, just close your eyes and imagine you are on a date with a man who makes you feel so provided for. It makes you feel so safe, so supported. You know, you are on a date, you don't have to care about who's going to pay the bill, who's going to happen next, you know, what you have to do or say or whatever. You don't have to do any of this. This is all part of the past. You just feel so safe. You know, everything is taken care of. Just imagine how you feel. You want this to be the feeling you have on your dates and around men. So, and in return, of course, he's going to be mesmerized with your radiant femininity, and you two have quality time together, great quality time together. So this is what you should aim for when you are dating from your high value feminine energy. You want to have great experiences. So a date is an experience, and you want to have the best experiences ever. You respect yourself so much that you don't accept less than this. You only accept men who are going to treat you like this. You're going to provide those great experiences for you. So basically, you just have to choose the right man from amongst the great men. You have to choose the one that's most compatible with you, and the one you feel a better connection. So this is how it feels. You don't have to, go on a date to see if the guy is up to your standards or not, and if not, you have to protect yourself. This is all part of the past. You go on a date, you already know you're going to feel good. You're going to know you're going to feel provided. And yeah, let the best man win. So ladies, if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the newsletter of the Feminine Energy. You'll get your free guide, Embody Your Sensual Feminine Energy. The link is below on the description of this video. And we wish you a really, really good day. Enjoy.